boy Jamel Griot, and this is the Inside Look. Action.
What's happening, y'all? This is the Inside Look. I'm DoeTheUnknown. We're sitting down with Jamel Griot. We're gonna talk about his music, the cypher he just got down and went crazy on. We're gonna get into all of that, man. But first, let everybody know where you from, brother.
Yo, my name is Jamel Griot. I'm coming straight out of East Oakland, also representing Pittsburg, California. You know what I'm saying? We out here, Bay Area over everything.
Okay, cool. So the first thing I want to talk about is I went through your page, I was checking out the stuff, and the first thing I saw was this coping mechanism joint. So talk about your inspiration behind that and the inspiration behind the visual aspect of it.
Okay, so my inspiration behind the song was real life, more so like self-awareness, because I put a lot of that into my music. And I was being self-aware at the fact that it's like a lot of times when I'm like in my most depressed state, I use lust as a coping mechanism. So I wanted to make a song about it because I felt as though that there was a lot of people out there that felt the same as me. That's like usually my inspiration behind anything is just relatability and just, you know, what's going on in my life. And the visual aspect was inspired by the space that I end up acquiring, like, you know, just looking on Peerspace, seeing like, you know, where I wanted to shoot my visuals.
Well, what I liked about it was how like it's you rapping to the chick,
Yeah.
and then it goes to a chick, she's like in a confessional or something, right? And then it comes back and it's a different scene, you dress differently, it's like a different chick.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. All of that was intentional because like I wanted it to be a snapshot of kind of like it being to the point where it's like, all right, bro, I'm saying the same thing to all of these women kind of thing, type thing. And it's like showing that like my focus isn't, you know, in center, you know, like, okay, I'm talking to this woman and then the next day I got this woman at the same restaurant and shit. And I'm just trying to more so just mask everything that I'm going through. Because even in the lyrics, you hear all of the shit I'm going through when I'm like, you know, I got fired from my job. I just got into a car accident. My music streams ain't hitting. You know what I'm saying? My life ain't as predicted. I got my finger on the trigger, all of that. But I'm still like, but I'll make some time for you because I'm like, you helped me forget all of that shit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? As opposed to me doing the shadow work my damn self.
That's hard, that's hard. We was talking earlier, and I think one of the things that's cool is that you bring real life into your music. And we were talking about the EBK, the ETB.
Oh, EBT.
I messed up. The EBT kids, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
EBT.
So talk about that and the visuals about that too, please.
Okay, so EBT.
I say EBK.
Yeah. Yo, but yeah, bro, but EBT, you know what I'm saying? You know, another thing that was just inspired by life and shit, bro, you know, was just more so just thinking about how I was raised, how I came up and shit, bro. And most importantly, how EBT always came in clutch back then. You know what I'm saying? Like,
but like too, how we were saying that video came about, right?
Yeah. The video, bro, it was just organic, you know, like I was outside with my cameraman. I wanted it to be as authentic as possible, so I wanted it to be at a local store up in Oakland and shit, you know what I'm saying? And while we was out there, bro, like, you know, the store owner was nice enough to let us come inside and actually be able to use the inside for the visual. And, you know, that ended up adding on to everything that we was doing. It made it pop that much more. And then by the end of the video, when dude popped in and started spitting his flow and shit, that was just, you know, community right there and shit.
I think it brings the realism to it. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly, bro. Like, and that's what I'm all about in my music, bro. So yeah, I like to blend in artistry with realism. So it's like, you know, once it comes together and shit, it can be abstract, but it also comes from a very authentic place, you know?
Okay, dope. Okay, so my next question was gonna be where's your music inspired from, but that's pretty much the answer for that. When you were younger, what got you started? What made you even want to start doing music?
Man, I was raised around music, man. The first song I ever remember hearing as a baby in my baby seat was Two of America's Most Wanted by Pac and Snoop. And my mom and my pops would relentlessly play Pac around me, DMX, E40. And then when I would get around my uncle, he'll be playing Parliament, Prince, Michael Jackson. Then I get around my auntie, she playing Angie Stone, India Arie, Lauryn Hill, Erykah Badu and shit. So I was bound to get into music, you know, like even with my uncle having his own funk band and shit like that, like, you know, I've been around these things all my life. So, you know, I was bound to get bit by the bug and shit, you know?
Okay.
Yeah.
So not only, you're an artist, do you produce too?
I done had my hands in producing a couple of times, like.
But other than that, you also film direct, right?
Yeah.
That's another passion of yours.
Yeah.
So let's talk about the duality between being like the artist behind the camera and the artist in front of the camera?
Yeah, that's actually something that I picked up on this year. I sort of realized that I always had the eye for directing. I just didn't necessarily put myself in that category.
Right.
But ever since I shot my first video, I always knew, like, okay, this is the location I want to shoot. Cameraman, come over here. I want you to do this.
So you was
do that.
directing it already?
Yeah. Like, from the time I was like 17, I was already doing that shit. And it always came natural to me because every time I'm in a booth, I'm a visual thinker. So every time I'm talking about some shit, I can visualize it in my mind. So from there, it's like, ooh, I know what I would want to do. And then also peeping how other people did videos, it would always irritate me that their videos didn't match with what they were saying.
Right.
So I'm like, man, if I did a
I
video,
used to hate that.
I'm like, I would come up with video treatments for them. I'm like, see, bruh, you were supposed to have this in there. He was supposed to come in.
You know what that always makes me think of is the Lauryn Hill video. I heard he sang a good song. She's just in a movie theater.
Oh, yeah.
The whole time. I know it wasn't her song, you know what I'm saying? But to me, like, that video was just...
She was supposed to be at like a you know, a real hot hole in the wall joint, but it's packed with people though.
See,
you
like,
know,
you already
exactly like
directed.
real nightclub vibes and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? And she was just supposed to be there with her girlfriends, and then out of nowhere, dude on stage just starts singing his heart out, and she just get enamored with him and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, see, they should have had me back in like what was that? Like '98?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, they should have had me in there when I was like 2. You know what I'm saying? Like, I could have did something.
just scribbling out some shit.
Exactly. But pretty much, I feel like that all comes hand in hand. And even like, you know, having my hands in like producing and shit, like it's a thing where for myself, like, you know, I'll fuck around on a keyboard every now and then and shit. It's something
you gotta put something of your own.
Yeah. It's something that I definitely still want to brush up on because like even on my first project, you know, like I played around with producing and shit. Like there was like at least one song on my first project in the moment where my producer was working on a beat and I'm just like, this is too boom bap for me right now. Give me the beat machine. Let me do this. You know, and just even outside of that, like I always just know what I want to hear. So I just have an amazing ear. And there's been times like, you know, I get in a full-blown argument with producers because it's like, I'll be like, bruh, y'all telling me, you know what I'm saying, what I should be doing as an artist, but when I'm telling y'all what y'all should be doing as producers and shit, then it's, oh no, you an artist, stay in your lane type thing. And it's just like, nah, I feel like there's a lot of artists out there that got the ears of producers. And I feel like over time, I'ma definitely progress and start making beats.
I think as an artist, you gotta have your hand in every part of it.
Yeah.
There's, like, obviously, there's certain things I can't do. Like, it's better for me to let somebody else do it.
Exactly.
But I'm the type, I'll sit in there while you mix my whole album, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, bruh, because I just have to be there.
Yeah, I have to, it has to have my influence on it.
The only reason why I'm not doing it myself is because I'm impatient. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I know I just have a message I want to get across. I'm very urgent with my message, bruh, and I just got to put it out there, bruh. And I can't have people waiting on me to figure out how to make the right beat or how to mix it right because I'm a perfectionist. So I say, like, give me about, like, when I'm like, you know, 5, 6 albums ahead or something like that, then it'll be like, okay, I feel like I'm doing what I'm supposed to do as an artist right now. Let me take like a year to learn how to make beats or some shit like that. Let me take some time to learn how to mix, you know, like that would be a cool enough time for me.
Okay, let's talk about Sincerely Jamel. Now, that's a song, and also you got a short film that goes with it, right?
Yeah, and that's a whole album.
That's a whole album, okay.
Yeah.
So let's talk about that.
Yeah, man. So, Sincerely Jamel, that's like, first off, the album, I've had that idea in my head ever since like 2022. I was like working on multiple different projects and I kept scrapping them. And even when I got to a point of making this one project that I got off in a vote, I ain't gonna reveal the name of that, but I got this one project in a vote, I did the full thing. And even after I did the full thing, I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna scrap this one, but I'm not putting it out right now because I went through a whole identity change. Like, I was going through grief.
The Taz thing?
Yeah, yo. Like, everybody knew me as Infamous Taz for years, and I felt like I wanted to be more close to home with my music and more in tune with myself, with my story, and really be able to relate to people. So I decided to go with the name that my pops gave me, you know what I'm saying? He had passed away the year that I came up with the idea. So I'm like, all right, I'm gonna make a project called Sincerely Jamel. And had the whole concept for it before I even got into the studio, had the track list for it before I got into the studio, and even had words for it. And once I made the album, that transitioned into me wanting to make a short film for it, because really I was kind of inspired by like something that Childish Gambino did. He made this album called Because of the Internet.
Okay.
And not a lot of people know that like he wrote a script for that album too. And I guess like at the time when he had put it out and the whole rollout, like the people that bought the album, they also got like the playwright that went with it and shit too.
So he couldn't put it.
Yeah, it was like a screenplay, right? And basically it gave you an entire story outside of the album and basically was giving you instructions on which songs to play. And it wasn't even in order. Like the album had one order to it, but the screenplay had a different order to it. Like, no, play this song, play song number 6 first. Yeah. So then you can get the story and shit. And basically his whole outlook on it was, I'm making a soundtrack, like my album is a soundtrack for a movie that's not even out. And I felt like that was so damn dope. I'm like, bruh, that's a total mind fuck. So I'm like, bruh, what if I was to do a short film in a way where it told the story of the album, but didn't tell the story of the album?
Okay.
Like, if you watch the short film, or at least the parts that I have out and shit, because I haven't even put out the full thing, when you watch the parts that I have out and shit like that, it's more so each scene, each skit is symbolic of what the album means, you know? Like, prime example, I remember like in the short film, there was a part where like there was a candlelight, and the candlelight happened right after the scene where, you know, I got in a fight in front of the store, shots went off, all the stuff. And you would think that it would be somebody like that was close to me that I would be having a candlelight for. Like you would expect to see the picture there and all of the shit. But instead, I decided to have a painter paint exactly what I was feeling towards grief. Because I've lost more than one person throughout these past couple of years. Like, I've lost my parents, a couple of other family members and shit like that, you know? And I've been using my art to pretty much guide myself and others through it. So even in that scene, I wanted it to be more of a symbolic thing of just honoring the people that I've lost.
That's dope.
So it was a thing of like, you know, with the short film, it's like it lines up with the album, but not exactly. It's like every piece of it is symbolic. And if you pay attention enough, then you'll understand the certain pieces that comes from the album as far as how that short film came about.
And so, and when can we expect that? When can people go see that? Go check that out.
Man, so I've actually been having an idea of putting together a screening, you know what I'm saying? You know, a whole event for people to come watch it.
Yeah, you got it.
Yeah, bro, because I talked to my manager about it recently, and he tried to downplay it like, hey, that was just like throwaway content. Like, I feel like it would be redundant to kind of get people to come through and watch the whole thing in one, and I'm just like thinking in my head, even
you
just
make it a thing.
Yeah, even right now, I'm thinking like, bruh, like, nah, everybody got to see that in one, because like, I've only got it out on my Instagram and shit, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And, you know, you've seen pieces and bits of it, and you're invested. It's like, ooh, like, I want to see the full thing. So yeah, I'm gonna damn near have like the full thing.
Make a whole event around it and about it, man, for sure.
I'm gonna make a whole event out of it and shit, you know what I'm saying? Because it still revolved around the album. There's gonna be new videos that come about and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? You know, so it's gonna be coming soon. I ain't gonna mention a date because I don't know when it's gonna drop.
But just look out. Look out because it's coming.
Look out. You know what I'm saying?
So look, man, this man went crazy on the cypher. Make sure y'all check out his cypher. Make sure y'all show him love. This has been the Inside Look. And remember, if you want to get seen, you gotta come to look. Let's go.
Jamel Griot. Yeah. Bitch, I came up off of EBT. Noodles in my bowl, Friday on my DVD. Pistols in my home, right there where my mama sleep. Ain't no peace within these streets, gotta be discreet when you plan the feast, so they gon' take